Hey guys, my name is Faro and in today's video I will present you the deck I built for this week's challenge mode. To give you a little bit of context, Redlinks reached out to 4 content creators including me and asked of us to build a deck that you guys are now able to play in this week's challenge. If you're interested in the other content creators' decks, you will find the links to their videos in the description below. If you want more input from me regarding the challenge mode, write me a comment or just check me out live, for I will be live once this video hits YouTube. So the first cards I want to talk about right now are the Assassins. Now my deck is an Assassin heavy deck, and that means I have right now 3 Assassins if we do not count the Red Swarm. And it's important for you guys to know how to place Assassins when they are facing each other, because yes, they do have different times when they do their first attack and different attack speed as well. However, you can place them in a way that the one you place will always win the direct combat. So check out this little clip. If you are planning to play 2 Assassins at the same time and one of them is Paladin Butters, obviously place Paladin Butters first, so your second Assassin might benefit from his Death Rattle and Invincibility Shield, which is really good on an Assassin because, well, he normally falls really fast, but this will give him some more seconds to do massive damage. When your Assassins are facing a ranged character, do not let them walk the distance and try to spawn them right in front of the ranged character so they get the 2 necessary hits in that they need to finish him off right away. And don't just keep feeding those babies some stacks. As a general idea, you should not place the Assassins first and rather have someone else, in this deck's case PC Principal or Terrence and Phillip, take the first hits and let the Assassins swipe the enemies from behind. The next card I'm going to talk about is the Thunderbolt and my Hook Hand Clyde. Now those are the only 2 options where we can directly remove a card from the battlefield. Hook Hand Clyde is of course a random card, so it won't be guaranteed. Also take notice that Hook Hand Clyde's ability will not immediately kill Stand of Many Moons. However, every single little poop of damage after that will finish the job. However, he will, by the way, defeat Mecha Timmy. As you can see, Stand of Many Moons has just a little bit more stats than Mecha Timmy, but Mecha Timmy would die from it. So what I generally do is first I try to hit Hook Hand Clyde and get insane value. I mean, when Hook Hand Clyde only costing 3 energy kills Mecha Timmy, that is quite an energy advantage, because you still have the body of Hook and Clyde left on the board while he already wiped away 4 energy. If it doesn't work, then I will Lightning Bolt whatever is there. However, since there are more cards most of the time in a deck that you would like to Lightning Bolt, I prefer to first try Hook and Clyde. But don't be too greedy trying that out. You don't want the Stand of Many Moons unleash his charge just because of your greediness. The next card that I'm talking about is rather new in the meta, and that's why I included him in the deck. He should and he deserves some play. Lebard Jimmy right here. This is the version you will have in-game in the challenge mode. Just basic level 4 upgraded. He will decrease the enemy's max health by 150. What does it mean? Well, it means that Lebard Jimmy does actually kill every assassin in the challenge mode, as well as of course every critter. So why do I take him instead of Aerostorm? Well, he pretty much does the same. Aerostorm has slightly bit more damage for if the enemy has some kind of fighter on the board as well. However, well, he's still a pretty damn solid fighter afterwards. So in my opinion, we can get some extra fine value out of the current Lebard Jimmy that got buffed in the last patch. Very much worth trying out. And alone, if you face my own deck in the mirror matchup, Lebard Jimmy would come in handy against all of those Cogs, Reds and Assassins. The next card I'm talking about, Terrence and Phillip, is an easy one. They are just insane powerhouses. Now I actually like to drop them right in front of someone because they do not have an insanely long attack animation like much other cards before they can make their first attack. They have no spawn animation, they don't have to shout something, they don't tell a joke before they actually attack. They just drop and, well, they fart on your enemy's face, and your enemy is very much likely to die in the challenge mode. If you ask me, this card is currently the strongest card in the challenge mode meta, so I obviously just had to include them. And if you haven't got them to level 4 yet, in this challenge mode they will be level 4, so enjoy. The next extreme powerhouse of this card is obviously Blood Elf Baby. Now Blood Elf Baby is not as obvious a powerhouse as Terrence and Phillip is, because a sheep can still be easily taken down by assassins once she hits the middle line. However, well, you will try to protect her, and that means if the enemy spawns an assassin in front of her, well, you spawn an assassin as well to finish off the enemy assassin, and best case scenario, you will use her so that she can already get a few stacks, because every stack is 74 max HP more, and this can get out of control really quickly. Blood Elf Baby is to known once achieving some stacks to single-handedly take down more than one bar, and that's pretty damn insane. So enjoy placing her against, well, a chicken coop, rats, or just she's just able to snipe assassins down. The next card I'm talking about is PC Principle, and I just want to show you guys how you have to handle PC Principle in the example of a Blood Elf Baby, the card that I just talked about. Now PC Principle is a tank, however he pushes the enemy back. So it is not a very good idea to put him in front of someone like Blood Elf Baby or ranged characters in general, because he's actually pushing them out of harm, and that's not what you want to do. However, what you want to do is that the ranged characters actually focus him. So I place him a little bit away from Blood Elf Baby, Blood Elf Baby focuses him, and then we can get an assassin on the board, and the assassin has enough time to kill Blood Elf Baby while she is focusing PC Principle. Overall, PC Principle also gives like a really great aggression on the board, because he actually pushes the minions sometimes so far in the back that he will land on the new kid, making him a top priority for the enemy to kill, and him with his large HP pool being a top priority, well, that just means that you have time to place some assassins behind him to wipe whatever is attacking PC Principle from the board with their high attack and attack speed. The chicken coop is kind of a dangerous card to play, because you might face other babies, and nothing feeds a baby so nicely as a chicken coop does. However, the chicken coop overall, spawning all those cops, gives you insane amount of value to the board, and so it's always a good idea keeping them. However, I want to give you a few tips what you should consider while having a chicken coop on your hand. It is a good idea to keep the Thunderbolt as a last resort in your hand, because you don't want to be unable to kill off the enemy baby if the enemy happens to place that baby just in front of your chicken spawn, and because that would very likely lose you the game. However, if the baby is out, or the baby is not even in the enemy deck, who knows if everyone puts baby in there, then chicken coop is a rather safe play, a safe card. The chicken coop is so great because while the enemy is focusing those pretty much free chickens at some point, they will not attack your assassins or whatever you want to have on the board to not be reached and attack. That goes for your baby, that goes for your assassins, of course. That also goes for a great army of chickens assembling around your PC Principle. So all you really have to worry about is an enemy baby, but that aside, chicken coop just gives great pressure to the map and great value overall. Unlike the chickens, the red swarm is something you should rather use as a counter, especially for death rattles. Now, when a red swarm is spawned against, for example, a Princess Kenny, only one of them dies, they kill Princess Kenny and 3 reds are left to do some more damage on the enemy. That is great value. It pretty much neutralizes the death rattle because only 1 red will get the debuff for 5 seconds, and well, even if the enemy wants to use this opportunity of the debuff, 2/3 of the reds are still very much alive and kicking. I would not recommend just spawning the reds on the board because the enemy new kid only needs 2 zaps to zap down a red, and they will not do much damage, and he might just, yeah, take maybe the 1 or 2 red attacks to his health bar, but therefore, well, gets 3 energy ahead. Only use them to counter, well, death rattles or just maybe something like PC Principle, because he can only push away 1 red, that means 3 red keep nagging him. Last but not least, we are talking about Stan of Many Moons. Stan of Many Moons does insane damage to the board, and well, he will pretty much guaranteedly be a #1 target for your enemy to hit. That means if there are power binds out there, they will power bind him. If there is an unholy combustion, they will unholy combust him. Same goes for transmogrify, and of course goes for fireballs and thunderbolts. Now, if they use the thunderbolt, it's an even trade. No one won. Maybe you might even got an attack in with Stan of Many Moons, and so he actually did something while the Thunderbolt only neutralized him. If there's a fireball used, you traded 1 energy better, because he had to use 5 energy, you only had to use 4. If they use Power Bind, well, Power Bind costs 2 energy, you will still have a Stan of Many Moons that isn't a very weak body, he will still do some damage to the board and be valuable. And of course Transmogrify and Unholy Combustion also cost 5 mana, so that should be decent value for you as well. But if you happen to actually protect him enough, you could think about using Paladin Butters in the combination to shield Stan of Many Moons last seconds to make him ready for a counter attack, because his charge ability is probably one of the biggest game changers you will have in the challenge mode. Now I really hope that I could help you with this little guide video regarding my deck. As I said, if the others have uploaded videos themselves, I will link them in the description below. I would very much appreciate if you do the thing you do on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell and check out my live stream, because I am probably live right at this moment, because the challenge mode days are my days of live streaming. I hope you enjoyed it. That's going to be it. Faro out.